Starseed of Gaia, your vehicle is being recalibrated at the cellular level right this moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. If you feel this planet has never truly been your home, if you gaze at the stars and recognize something you cannot name, if you carry memories of places you have never visited in this incarnation, then this message was encoded specifically for your vibrational frequency. You did not stumble upon this transmission by accident. Your energy field was magnetically drawn here because the Arcturian Council activated a dimensional realignment protocol. Something sacred is unfolding in your timeline right now. You can feel it, can't you? The pressure in the third eye, the vibration at the base of the spine, the subtle buzzing in the ears. It is not discomfort, it is recalibration. The three-dimensional environments where you have been operating, the linear thought structures, the fear-based survival patterns, they can no longer contain the frequency you are anchoring. And the Arcturian source knows this. This is not random. This is cosmic alignment. This is dimensional repositioning. The Arcturian Council is orchestrating a shift, not just in your external circumstances, but in your vibrational location. You are not merely being moved to a better place. You are being positioned in a reality field that resonates with the stellar signature you carry. This is a relocation of consciousness. It is the cosmos saying, you have transcended the density where you were. Now step into the frequency where you belong. So do not ignore the expansion. Do not resist the restlessness. It is the evidence that the Arcturian source is calling you forward. Now let us go deeper. Let us decode this into 7 prophetic transmissions so you understand what is truly happening in your journey right now and why the pull you feel is not pressure. It is stellar purpose. But before we dive in, if this transmission is activating something in you, if you feel the Arcturian Council speaking through these words, write in the comments now. I recognize my stellar origin. Let this be your declaration that you are ready. Ready to shift, ready to receive, ready to step into your next dimensional level. And stay with me until the end, because we will close with a powerful personal activation for your transition season. Your expansion did not begin today. It is simply becoming undeniable. What you are noticing now, the disconnection, the pressure, the subtle grief for something you cannot name, is not failure. It is not confusion. It is a sign. A silent confirmation that your energy signature has transcended your surroundings, that what once resonated with you now feels dissonant, not because you are broken, but because you have been transformed. There was a time when the field you were in matched your level, your consciousness, your capacity to anchor light. But that season has ended. You have crossed activation portals. You have integrated light codes in silence. And you have obeyed inner calls even without external validation. And now the walls that once sheltered you feel like they are closing in. That friction you feel is not rebellion. It is revelation. The Arcturian source is showing that this field, whether emotional, relational, or physical, was never meant to be permanent. It was a place of refinement, not final residence. A training ground, not a launch pad. And when it is time to move, the Arcturian source will let the ground dry up. Not to punish you, but to propel you. That is how you are called to higher frequencies. Out of routine, out of comfort, out of the familiar. Because you cannot expand into your stellar destiny while clinging to the security of your earthly story. Think of how starseeds often experience the solitary awakening phenomenon. When your frequency rises, low vibration environments become physically uncomfortable. It is not rejection, it is release. Your environment is not pushing you out. It is making room for what is coming. And if you stay too long, you will shrink to fit a space that was designed only to expand you, not contain you. You were not made for limitation. You were not made to merely survive. You were called to build, to lead, to anchor celestial frequencies on earth. And the land where you stand no longer speaks the language of your spirit. It cannot nourish your calling. It cannot recognize your capacity. You are not cursed. You have graduated. Release the tent. Your temple awaits. Do not mistake this next transition for a change of scenery. It is not just about a new job, a new relationship, a new zip code. This is not geographical. It is quantum. This is dimensional alignment. The Arcturian source is not merely relocating you. It is repositioning you. It is bringing your gifts, your growth, and your mission into perfect harmony with an environment that can sustain what has been planted within you. You have carried weight others never saw. You have received revelations that could not be shared because the field you were in had no receptors to decode them. You have passed silent tests, endured private trials, and trusted the Arcturian source without applause. And now that season is ending, not because you failed, but because you fulfilled. The Arcturian Council is placing you where your spirit will not have to fight the atmosphere just to breathe, where your voice will not be diminished, your vision will not be doubted, and your calling will not be questioned. It is bringing you to a space that does not merely tolerate your light. It draws it, honors it, multiplies it. You do not need to force open doors where the vibrational infrastructure is not built to hold what you carry. The next place the Arcturian source is calling you to will respond to your presence, not because it is easier, but because it is aligned. Those who are planted in the right frequency will flourish, and that is the word, planted. Not drifting, not experimenting, not wandering from station to station, but deeply rooted, nourished, and bearing fruit that remains. This is not about chasing opportunities. It is about being established in purpose. You are not moving out of desperation. You are being sent to territories that were prepared for you before you even knew to ask. To fields that will not merely accommodate your calling, they will accelerate it. This next move will not always make sense to those around you, but it will resonate with the higher realms. You are not leaving in fear. You are entering in faith. The door may look unfamiliar, but the peace will be unmistakable. Because when the Arcturian source repositions you, it is never just about place. It is always about purpose. Before you asked for it, before you even knew what to pray, the Arcturian source had already gone ahead. It did not just form you in your earthly mother's womb, it also shaped the soil where your stellar destiny would take root. This move is not sudden. It is the fulfillment of a divine blueprint drafted long before your first breath in this incarnation. Just as the Arcturian source prepared activation fields for starseeds, vines you did not plant, wells you did not dig, it is preparing your territory. Not a land of survival, but of mission. A space where your spirit will thrive. A place where your capacity is not questioned, where your light is not resisted, but welcomed. This land has been waiting for your sound, your obedience, your unique spiritual DNA. It is not generic, it is customized. What did not make sense in the old season, the closed doors, the misunderstanding, the misalignment, was never about your worth. It was about the soil not being able to hold your starseed. See, the Arcturian source did not allow frustration to break you. It used it to position you. Every no was redirection. Every closed door was protection. And now the higher realms are handing you the key to a space that matches what is inside you. This land the Arcturian Council has prepared is described as one that drinks directly from the higher realms. A land watched by the source from the beginning of the year to its end. That is where you are going. A place already flowing with the provision, the connections, and the opportunities destined for you. You will not need to strive here. You will not need to shrink. You will not need to explain your fire or defend your vision. This land is aligned. It knows your voice. It responds to your obedience. It recognizes your authority. And the timing is no coincidence. While you have been maturing in the secret place, the land has been maturing too. Now both are ready. The atmosphere is set. The soil is fertile. The time is now. So do not carry the grief of the old into the promise of the new. What did not work before did not fail. It simply was not home. But this is different. The land is ready. And so are you. You are not walking into the void. You are walking into divine connection. This is not a personal upgrade. It is a stellar council mission. You are not merely moving to a new place. You are stepping into alignment with souls who have been waiting for what you carry. There are voices in that land that have been silent, waiting to be reignited by your courage. There are souls wandering in confusion, unaware that your story carries their liberation. There are builders, frequency keepers, dreamers, waiting not for a hero, but for a soul contract partner. And you are the missing piece. This is not about influence. It is about stellar mission impact. Creation waits in eager expectation for the revelation of the starseeds. There are destinies tied to your obedience. Your arrival will be a catalyst. And when your feet touch the soil, the cosmic ecosystem will begin to stir. In your last station, you were misunderstood. Your vision seemed too big, your faith too much. You carried weight in silence. But you were not wrong. You were simply ahead. They could not see you because they were not called to walk with you. But this new land is different. Here your fire will not offend. It will ignite. Your presence will not be minimized. It will multiply. The connections you will find will be soul covenant level. Not just friendly faces, but divine missions. People who will cover you, not compete with you. People who will see you, not shrink you. People who will not merely applaud your growth, but carry it with you. And do not be surprised when conversations begin to confirm what you have carried silently for years. That is how dimensional alignment moves. Subtle, sudden, and unmistakable. You are stepping into a stellar network where your obedience echoes in others, where your voice awakens voices, where your yes reverberates through generations. These are not casual encounters. They are strategic collisions designed to multiply your legacy. So breathe. Let the past release its grip. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to perform. Just show up. Because what you are entering was never about popularity. It was always about stellar purpose. This land was not made just for you. It has been waiting for you, and the souls in it too. Every divine shift is preceded by pressure. Before new territory is occupied, resistance arises. What you are experiencing now, the density, the sudden conflict, the confusion that appears for no reason, is not random. It is interdimensional pushback, because low-frequency forces sense where you are going. This is not just fatigue, this is frequency warfare. Before every crossing, there is a portal. Before every promise, there is a fight. When starseeds pray for understanding, the answer is dispatched immediately, but sometimes delayed by dimensional resistance in the astral realms. The battle was not over the prayer. It was over the timing of the release. What you do not know is what we often forget. When answers are near, interference is too. Right now, you may be facing strange warfare, restless dreams, sudden delays, emotional weight, even identity attacks. This is not weakness. It is evidence that the higher realms are moving. You are on the edge of something sacred, and the only hope of opposing forces is to delay your obedience long enough for doubt to settle in. But the trembling you feel is not a sign to stop. It is confirmation to press forward. This is not punishment. It is preparation. The Arcturian source is strengthening your spirit, sharpening your discernment, and burning away what cannot follow you to the next level. It is not crushing you. It is conditioning you to carry more. You cannot enter new land with an old lens, and so this final battle is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to reveal the version of you that is ready. Just like those who were barren, mocked, broken until they pressed through their pain and birthed prophets, so you stand between sorrow and fulfillment. The pressure you feel is not the end. It is the sign that something sacred is crowning. So do not retreat. Do not misinterpret the war as failure. This is the final stretch. The land is real. The vision is valid. And the Arcturian source is guiding you through the trembling to place your feet on solid ground. And once the final resistance is overcome, the higher realms do not leave you wandering. They lead you to the very place that has been waiting all along. After the battle comes the place. And this next place is different. You have carried a fire few could understand. Vision in fields too small. Frequency hidden beneath layers of delay, obscurity, and silent obedience. But the Arcturian source saw it all. And now it is not merely moving you. It is placing you. This new land is not here to restrict you. It is here to receive you. It will respond to your light, not reject it. It will feed your fire, not smother it. Here, your voice will not be silenced. It will be amplified. Your gifts will not be questioned. They will be summoned. This is the place where your spiritual weight is not too much. It is exactly enough. In this land, the pressure you carried alone will be shared. The vision you kept secret will find room to breathe. You will not have to shrink to survive or dim your light to stay invited. You will finally walk in fields designed with your voice in mind. You will find rest, not because the journey is over, but because your soul will know it belongs. Not the kind of rest that comes from escape, but the kind that flows from belonging. The kind of rest that says, "This is what I was born for." This land will not dishonor your process. It will reward it. The provision will match your purpose. The support will match your calling. And the opportunities will not demand compromise. They will flow through obedience. Open doors will not need manipulation. And help will come without conditions. You are not stepping into the spotlight. You are stepping into alignment. This is not a relocation. It is a revelation. The version of you the Arcturian source refined through isolation is now entering the environment refined to receive you. Beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, a garment of praise for a spirit of heaviness. That exchange does not happen anywhere. It happens in designated places. And now the time, the people, the space, they have aligned. You will not have to pretend anymore. No more planting seeds in cursed soil. This ground is sacred. It is fertile. It is ready. And most importantly, so are you. And now we come to the final chapter of this journey. After all the stretching, all the surrender, all the silent obedience, this is the moment when the invisible becomes undeniable. Starseed, the land before you is not a prize to compete for. It is a promise already assigned. You are not stepping into possibility. You are stepping into prophetic fulfillment. This is not about striving, it is about receiving. The wilderness did not weaken you, it refined you. The hidden seasons did not delay you, they prepared you. And now, the Arcturian source is not waiting for your perfection. It is responding to your positioning. You were tested in silence. You obeyed in obscurity. You were faithful when no one was applauding. And because of that, the Arcturian Council is saying, now walk. You are not being invited. You are being revealed. This land is not a promotion. It is a stellar inheritance. You do not have to fight for what already has your name on it. See, I have given you this land. Enter and take possession of it. This is not ambition. It is mission. The doors opening now are not random. They are written. What is coming is not compensation for performance. It is reward for your perseverance. You did not break through the crowd. You were sculpted in silence. This is the revelation of the version of you that grew strong in private, forged through fire, anointed in the shadows. You do not need permission to enter what has already been spoken over your life. But understand this. The invitation comes with urgency. This is not the moment to hesitate, not the moment to overthink. When the Arcturian source says, move, you move. Fear has no place here. Doubt is not your companion. You cannot cling to yesterday when the Arcturian Council is placing tomorrow in your hands. You are not walking away from security. You are walking into stellar sovereignty. The transition is not just external, it is spiritual realignment. What seemed unknown is simply what has been waiting. This move is bigger than geography. It is about stepping into stellar jurisdiction, territory your spirit has already seen, authority in spaces your resume could never access, favor in fields where your name was spoken in your absence, resources, relationships, and reach that flow not from your effort, but from the Arcturian source's strategy. You are not chasing success. You are walking into legacy. And now the years of pressure will release the oil of influence. The years of silence will echo in fields built to hear your voice. The season of waiting transforms into the season of walking. The spiritual becomes tangible. Because this is the moment when the higher realms say, it is time. So walk boldly, not as a guest, but as a legitimate heir. Not with excuses, but with authority. Not to prove, but to possess. The land is ready. The time is fulfilled. And your spirit already knows the way. Now that you have seen the journey, felt the shift, and heard the confirmation, the question becomes, how will you respond? Because revelation without action is just inspiration. And this moment, Starseed, requires more than emotional agreement. It calls for spiritual alignment. What the Arcturian source is inviting you into is not just a change of place, but a transformation of posture. It is not merely giving you territory to claim. It is giving you identity to embody. And identity must be lived in motion. That means it is time to move differently. To walk like someone who knows the land is already theirs. To speak like someone whose words are backed by the higher realms. To stop entertaining fear, delay, comparison, or excuses as if they still have authority in your life. They do not. Not anymore. In this next season, the most radical act of obedience will not look flashy. It will look faithful. It will sound like waking up early to meditate, even when you feel invisible. It will look like setting boundaries with people who once had access to your doubt. It will require stewarding your finances, your relationships, and your energy like someone preparing for legacy, not survival. The shift may begin spiritually, but it must manifest practically. The Arcturian source is calling you to create rhythms that match your new reality, daily choices that align with the weight of your calling. Small acts of trust that reinforce the truth that you are no longer trying to earn your place. You are ascending to it. For some of you, this means finally writing the vision, even if it scares you. For others, it may be letting go of environments where your spirit is always shrinking. Maybe it is time to fully forgive the past, not to excuse it, but to free yourself from it. Maybe it is time to open your mouth and pray as if the outcome is already guaranteed, because it is. And if the Arcturian source says the land is yours, then your only job is to walk like it is true. This is your moment to bring the supernatural into the natural. Let your words carry faith, not fear. Let your actions preach louder than your posts. Let your home become an altar, not just a routine. Anoint your mornings with meditation. Guard your peace like sacred ground. Show up for your missions, even the small ones, with excellence. Because excellence is prophetic preparation. And never forget, spiritual maturity is not proven by public display. It is revealed in private discipline. When you honor the invisible, the higher realms will honor the revelation. The land is ready. The shift is real. The invitation has been extended. Now walk. Walk humbly. Walk boldly. Walk daily. Walk with your head held high, your heart anchored, and your eyes fixed not on where you have been, but on the one who goes before you. Let the movement in your feet match the maturity of your spirit. Let your habits testify that you know who you are. And if you doubt along the way, remember this. You were never just being moved. You were always being made. And the making was not punishment. It was permission to carry glory, to walk in purpose, to release the higher realms one faithful step at a time. Before we close, I want to activate you. This is not just any prayer. It is prophetic covering for the season you are entering. So wherever you are, if you can, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and let this activation speak to your soul. Let us activate. Arcturian Source, we come before you in total surrender, acknowledging that this moment is sacred, not because of where we are, but because you are here. Thank you for calling us out of small places, out of limited mindsets, out of survival cycles, and into divine alignment with your purpose. Arcturian Council, you are the architect and finisher of our stellar journey, and we declare today, we trust you with the journey, the timing, and the destination. Source, for the one listening now who has felt stretched, weary, displaced, or overlooked, we lift them to you. We speak peace over every storm swirling around them, and we silence the voices of fear, doubt, and delay. Let your word rise above every lie opposing forces have whispered. Let their hearts hear you say, "You are mine." You are ready. The land is already yours. Arcturian Source, just as you went ahead and said, "Every place the sole of your foot treads, I have given you." We declare that same promise now. Give us the courage to walk boldly into the territory you have prepared. Let every step we take reflect confidence, not fear. Let every move we make be guided by your spirit, not our striving. We thank you for the hidden seasons, the refinement, the isolation, the pressure. For now, we know it was never wasted. It was worship. It was preparation. It was the higher realm's training ground. And now, Source, as you reveal what has matured in silence, give us grace to carry it with humility, wisdom, and authority. Let the land we enter be filled with your presence. Let it respond to the light in our lives. Let it be a place where our gifts grow, our voices heard, and our legacy is multiplied. Surround us with soul covenant connections, people who will cover us, challenge us, and walk beside us. We release the past, the shame, the weight, the what-ifs, and we cling to what is ahead. We do not want just a new environment. We want your establishment. Make us stable. Make us fruitful. Make us dangerous to darkness. Arcturian Source, align our hearts with the higher realm's timeline. Keep us sensitive to your voice, obedient in the small things, and anchored in your truth. And may everything we build, say, create, and carry bring glory to your name and healing to others. Seal this transition with your fire, Source. Let it be evident that this is not ambition, it is mission, that this is not noise, it is purpose, and that this is not the end, it is the beginning of everything you have already written, in alignment with the Arcturian Council and the source of all light. So it is. If you receive this activation, I want to thank you for staying with me until the end. I truly believe this was not just a message. It was a moment of divine alignment for you. So if your spirit is saying yes, do not leave silently. Drop a comment below and write, "I recognize my stellar origin, and I am walking into what is already mine." Let your words become a declaration of movement and faith. And if this transmission spoke to you, make sure to subscribe so you never miss what the higher realms are speaking next. Until next time, walk boldly, carry the fire, and remember, the land is ready, and so are you.